do it into single plots. And if it's the summertime, maybe do a weave. Always change my style depending where my head is at. Sometimes I wear my V-neck.
Hi everyone, today is another episode of the Two Mad Beans podcast. I have here with me Duffy and Nanette again. I want to actually thank you guys for being around all the time. And today we'll be talking about what the modern day Ghanaian woman looks for in a man. Mm-hmm. And 8th of March was International Women's Day. And then we had some of our ministers talking about the Chief of Staff, the Minister for Communications, and Gender. The Minister for Gender also, they gave a piece about what they think about women and how we've moved from one sport to the other in recent times. So I think we'll be chipping in all those things as the episode progresses. But for now, let's just start with our topic. Yeah. So what do you think when we say a modern Ghanaian woman? Who do you think a modern Ghanaian woman is?
Okay. You want me to proceed?
Yes.
Okay, to me, I think a modern day Ghanaian woman understands something I believe Abraham Maslow said, that what a man can be, and man in this sense is used generally for both sexes, what a man can be, he ought to be, and that is what we call self-actualization. So for me, a modern day Ghanaian woman has arrived at a point in her life where she knows that I don't have to walk about with the label of vulnerability. Right now I can sit on the table and make the key decisions. I do not have the time and space for unnecessary struggles and squabbles about who I am and where I've come from. Just play my cards right and well in all circumstances. So that's what I think the modern day Ghanaian woman is.
Nanette, what about you?
Yeah, I think the modern day Ghanaian woman is one who values her existence as a human being, not as a woman per se, but as a human being. One who believes in her rights. She knows her rights and fights for them when the need arises. A modern day Ghanaian woman is one who can switch between roles. Yes. Distinguish herself and excel in every role she wants to play. So basically, the modern day Ghanaian woman doesn't settle for less, because it's easy. So
Okay. So this is a modern day Ghanaian woman, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, if we started from somewhere to get the label as a modern day Ghanaian woman, how do you think the journey has been from previous times to current times, for a modern day Ghanaian woman to be called as such, as somebody who is self-actualized and somebody who cannot settle for less? Yeah. How do you think the journey came by?
We've come far. I mean, the African or the modern day Ghanaian woman has been quiet, has kept quiet for far too long. We've come far, right from the phase where we were just mothers and wives to now where we've upgraded ourselves, groomed ourselves to be people who go all out for whom they want. I mean, the modern day Ghanaian woman can now boast of being public servants, entrepreneurs, leaders.
Yes.
Not just being in the kitchen of a man and in the bedroom of a man. You have more self-confidence. We are more independent. We are more fearless now. So, I mean, we'll get there. We are not yet there, but it's a gradual process. We'll get there. Yeah. So I think that's how far we've come.
Okay. So, as of now, in society, we have certain norms that are becoming prevalent with the way people see women or with the way people think of women, because they refuse to acknowledge change, right? So one of these groups of people are misogynists and sexists, chauvinists, male chauvinists, who actually have not necessarily, they don't necessarily intentionally hate women. Most of them actually dislike women in just thinking, in the way their thoughts are. But then, they don't know. They're not even aware. You get it? So how do you think this thing has come by? Because we have these people coming up, like refuting things that we say, refuting even the idea of feminism. You get it? Without any concrete basis for refuting.
Okay, first and foremost, personally, I think the issue of even feminism, which I think comes into the picture if you're talking about misogyny, is that in recent times, especially with the introduction of the third wave feminism, the whole concept has been misconstrued, has been distorted, because initially it was women coming together to say no, gender disparity must stop, we've come far from the progressive era, right now we are educated, we are poised for the world. But then when it comes to a point where it becomes like it's a fight, like I need to be recognized because I'm this, then change will not prevail.
Yeah.
Because ideally, whoever establishes a point, either by noise or by command, it makes your point very weak.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't only blame the men at this point, but you also blame the women at some parts of it, because the way they are putting the message across now,
it's not what it actually is.
Definitely. And so it becomes like, and the men too are like, no, you guys have always been on the back burner. You guys are the minority. You have to stay that way, because the way you are addressing the situation. Because a poet called Rumi says, raise your words, not your voice. It's rain that grows flowers, not thunder.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Okay.
So, no, regardless, there are going to be people in the society that are going to point fingers to say, look, you are still a woman, you can't do this, you can't do that. But it's not about, blabbling or bickering. It's about proving action, showing that whether you agree or not, I'm moving forward and you can't stop me.
Okay, so holding the notion of feminism not understood properly constant, yeah, what do you think society has done? Like, how has society contributed to people having misogynistic thoughts and ways of doing things?
So, Martin Luther King once said, the ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over it by the good people.
Yeah.
Our men, our Ghanaian men, and should I say African men, back then did little, because you get women putting out their views and opinions across. That makes valid points, but the society misses the point here, and we start bashing them for, okay, you are being too aggressive, you are a woman, you should,
you're supposed to be the weaker set, so
thank
you're
you
supposed to be prudent
you are
about
being
things.
too aggressive, or you are quote unquote unladylike, or she probably doesn't have a husband, or she probably doesn't have a child. Women being bashed, where we miss the main point that the woman is trying to put across. So back then there were little being done, but now I think there's been an improvement. Considering our social media platforms, I hear we have some movements who are fighting for gender parity, this Me Too global movement, and we have other media outlets who are fighting for gender parity on behalf of women. So I think we'll get there. In recent times, nursery and primary enrollment of girls is a bit higher than that of boys, so you can see that education is winning the hearts of our parents or our men who were rooted in this misogyny ways of like thinking. You see, so we'll get there. It's gradually.
Okay, well, I'll add that for the way we look at gender, as even in recent times, most of us have changed our mindsets because we actually have educated ourselves and understood. But then still, people look at gender as it prescribes the way we should be, right? Instead of what we actually are. You get it? So she's a girl. She's I wouldn't say masculine, but then she's outspoken. There's this thing she wants to do. She doesn't really like doing domestic stuff. She's all about other stuff. But because gender, the women are supposed to stereotypical thinking and all that, so she has to conform to a certain way, which it's not her. You get it?
It all boils down to expression of the individual or individual expression, which is very different from person to person to person. So true, stereotyping is key in this topic, because people that if you're a woman you ought to do this, if you're a man you ought to do that. That stratification can be necessary sometimes, but it shouldn't be a hindrance to capabilities, to what people can do to move the society forward.
Okay, so we're talking about the modern day Ghanaian woman, right? So when growing up, what are some of the female characterized norms and activities that degenerated our being as women that you know of? What are some of them?
So, Sika, growing up, day in and day out, women are always been subjected to a constant diminishing against the struggle of being compressed, beaten down, and balled up in a way to put us in a simplistic form of how we are supposed to be. Why? Because a man or a boy somewhere is acting upon some commandments from generation to generation. She's a woman. What society has taught him. So it's like embedded from our roots. So when all these acts are being compiled, it's kind of cripples or limits the woman. When you give a woman a room to operate, Sika, I tell you, we can go all out and be successful in every endeavor we choose, to operate upon. But when you start limiting us with our sexuality, our ancestors did it this way, so it's supposed to follow the same norm.
Female genital mutilation because
it was done in the past.
Then it cripples the involvement of women.
Okay.
I think growing up there were several things that used to limit women and what they can do. Now, like when I was young, when I see a woman drive, I'm like, oh my god, she's driving. But now there are so many women driving and they can spill water on you, Just kidding. But there were so many things, even when it comes to womanity, when it comes to that time of the month, those things, those established taboos and all that. And that as for this maxim, I don't even want to mention, but I'm going to mention anyway that the woman's place in the kitchen. Oh boy, please, no.
You see, I really get you there, because I don't understand why society has to force one's ability to nourish themselves on one set of people.
Definitely.
That woman's place in the kitchen, it's
a very bad.
You see that it's not only, excuse me to say, not people who are illiterate, even people who are exposed.
Educated
men. You see, some time back, the Nigerian president, Buhari, went on a press conference, like he was on a state visit to Germany, and they asked him about his impression on his wife's comments on his leadership. Do you know what the man said? He said he doesn't care. He doesn't even want to know the political party his wife belongs to. All he knows is that his wife belongs to his living room, his kitchen, and the other room. Obviously, the other room is the bedroom.
Where the other action happens.
How can you disregard your wife in this way? The first lady, and you said you don't care the political party she belongs to, but all what you know is she belongs to your living room, your kitchen, and your bedroom. This is just male ego and misogyny. Who says this?
To be honest, this whole misogyny and what have you has become something we call vox populi. It's a popular sentiment, and because of that, we have one party mourning that please don't treat us like that. We can do better. And we have one party saying, you know what, because you are mourning and because you are crying, you are still the minority. But then the reality is, that's why I'm saying, for me, girls shouldn't go about with labels. Vulnerability, and we're a minority. No, time has come, time is way gone, time has passed. We show, not talking, not bickering, we show that whether they think our opinions matter or not, we are still going to do it. Because I remember Margaret Thatcher once saying that one's life has to matter, and in mattering, it's not about all this long conversation. It's about doing.
Because if you don't do that, it looks like you are seeking validation from them.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, because one time I was
in essence, we actually ascertain the fact that they're still superior in a way.
That's when we start backing. We're always backing and
we are not doing anything.
We are not doing anything.
Absolutely, because you are giving the person power to say, go on and rule me, go on and do, because I'm still crying.
Please be considerate.
Yes, but that's not what we are saying. What I'm saying is, I don't care what your opinion of me is right now. I mean, whatever glass ceiling there is, to be honest, is broken.
So we should take the bull by its horn.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold yourself by your bootstraps. But there's no glass ceiling right now, because women are, beaving away at academics, business.
Yeah, if you check the statistics, the women are actually making it.
Every
industry.
Yeah.
But don't you think it boils down to how these men were raised, how society raised them? Because I don't know how to put it. Yeah, we are doing great, but some men acknowledge the fact that the statistics show some men actually would want to be around a woman who's well educated, who's intellectual and stuff.
Yeah.
But if the person, they want to know you just as a friend or as somebody far away, but as a close relation, like a wife or a sister is something different, but for a wife or a girlfriend,
she's too aggressive.
They can't stand
you. You know, Alvin Toffler, he was a futurist and writer. He said something. He said that 21st century illiterate will not be the one who cannot write and read, but the one who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. So if someone doesn't want to admit that you are moving on, leave them, because their stance is declared.
Yes.
Do you get it? And then we need to chip in that misogyny doesn't only exist in men.
It's women. It's anybody, man or woman.
And that is more, and it's more jeopardizing, like when it comes from women.
Thank you.
Because of this same topic, everyday woman empowerment, everyday this, everyday that, it makes the men show that, okay, so you're not empowered. Yeah, you don't know what you're about. So you see, so that's why I'm saying that this whole topic needs to be, viewed in so many ways.
In so many ways.
So that people know that, men, some men, no matter what you do, some men will still have that mentality, very conventionalist, and you need to do that. But then, at the end of the day, they cannot cage you. For these prison gates have been open for a very long time. Even some women
have the women who are misogynist. We have women who are misogynist.
Absolutely.
When they see a female succeeding, going, I don't know whether it's enviness or jealousy. I don't know how to put it.
Don't want to put you down.
They'll go like, oh, she probably slept with someone.
Yes.
Someone probably pimped her to get to that stage. A woman, you have said this about your fellow woman.
It's very prevalent in the social media, in Ghanaian media. Like these media celebrities being bashed for being successul.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you, if you check the female celebrities, why not worry? Remember now, worry, man. You get to worry, crowd, Jay. You get it.
So many tasks, so many labels where women have to fall under: marriage, childbirth, so. It doesn't matter that people are not married and they are,
they are still happy.
Marriage
doing well.
Yeah.
Marriage shouldn't be
the ultimate
measure of a woman.
Thank you.
No.
Because within last week, I don't know if it was some kind of, if it were the powers that be that was propelling me towards this topic, but I had to deal with somebody on a Christian youth page about these same notions. You wanted to educate us about promiscuity and women and stuff, right? Like, we shouldn't do it and all. But the manner in which he used to actually approach the topic was very, very vulgar. Portraying it as, you see, we have the
male or female. Is the person a male?
He's a male.
Yeah.
And they have this constant thing where they say women are promiscuous in younger age setting. They don't want to say
I think it's vice versa.
If a guy comes to them,
but that's what I think.
If a guy comes to them, they are not like receptive and stuff, and then when they are older and they start crying that I'm not getting married and stuff, and then their little ones will come and marry and pass. Thank you, picky, and they shouldn't be picky. So the good thing about this whole thing was I addressed it. I told them that this is a church setting. This is a religious setting. I know this thing is not preached in church that you should be discriminatory against people. So I don't expect you. I addressed that. I don't expect you to do this. Use this manner. You can address it, but don't address it in this manner. Using sexism and prejudice and discrimination. Don't do it. He got pissed. And then the good thing about it was other fellow boys came in and bashed him for it.
Absolutely. You made your point to go back, but if you didn't make it, let me keep quiet because then he's gonna get upper hand.
So the guy stood. I was very happy about it. That actually there were other people who actually could think correctly.
There are also people like the same guy who has the same notion,
and they were quiet because he was being bashed.
They will be quiet. There are a lot of men who have the same notion.
So if you think about this, do you think like in this modern times men have actually been able to unlearn certain things that they feel
some have,
some of them,
some have, some haven't. When you look at how a man treats a woman with respect. You know, they believe in your strength and all that. They believe in women power and all that. Then you know, say, okay, this person has really unlearned some things. And even with our parents, back then, it's hard. The girl child was limited to, okay, stay at home, don't go to school. Because definitely a man will get married so you end up in his kitchen. But now you see parents taking their children, their female child to school, to even the PhD level. So you can see that some men are really unlearning and relearning, but some men, oh goodness.
You see the funny thing, some actually think that they are actually learning these new ones and then unlearning the others, but still it's engraved in their DNA. Because one other example was, there was a guy on the page, so he PM'd me trying to talk for the guy who did that I should relax, and I didn't read everything. Why am I taking it from a different angle? I was like, if I didn't read everything, why would I come and bash him for it? You get it? And he was like, oh, I shouldn't do that. And I checked his status and he put something there saying that
the guy who PM'd you,
the one who PM'd me, trying to be like the mediator,
the moral arbiter.
Thank you. He put something on the status saying that women are not to be understood, but they are to be loved. How can you understand when you were sleeping? What he said? How can you understand what was created when you were sleeping?
You know, let me just ease your sentiment. Some people will never understand where the world is going. So don't even try to waste your time trying to, get their attention.
You see, the same person also puts it there.
How can you love someone if you don't want to understand them?
But then, truthfully, human beings cannot be understood. It's not about man or woman.
Society has put them in a place where they have to find, in order to protect their ego, because we do a disservice to men when we don't raise them up well. So we leave them with fragile egos because they are taught to be strong, and to be strong you can't be weak. Weakness is not an option. You can't cry. You can't be human. You have to be strong. So we leave them with fragile egos. You can't be weak. Then he has to get back at you for it. You get it? And this same person, well, they feel they're learning, right? But they're the same ones who put on their status, oh, we're praising women and stuff. Like, such hypocrisy.
No, I mean, what he said, he has no empirical backing. Does he? He has no stats to show that women can be understood. So, that's what I'm saying.
Because he has not made up his mind to understand a woman.
He's just using historical facts that,
he has not made up his mind.
We weren't created when God was creating everything, so we shouldn't be able to.
Who says this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've come to a point in our lives where we can't pay attention to these kind of things anymore. It's just time wasting, and we don't have that time to waste. The time now is we are doing a time, and that's exactly what we are going to do.
Okay. So, in this case, who do you think a feminist is?
A feminist is just someone who supports the equal rights for women. A feminist could be both male and female. Yeah. The mere fact that you believe in women empowerment, then you're speaking in feminism.
Yeah. Someone like me, I believe entirely, totally in women empowerment, but I'm not a feminist because I do not like labels. What I am is a woman going for what she wants, regardless of who thinks, But then all the same, feminism has come very far.
You wouldn't call yourself a feminist, but I'd call you a feminist.
Well,
I know why you're shying away from that.
There's so much controversy around
the misconception.
Even for Chimamanda, she says she doesn't agree with the first wave feminism, second wave feminism, this third wave feminism. She just feels like, because for her, she didn't even know she was a feminist when she actually realized these discriminatory things happening in society when she was little. How women are treated. She's a Nigerian. For example, in their culture, I know in the Igbo culture, right, like this, you get married to a man. If he dies, you cannot marry again. You can have relationships, but a man cannot marry you because some way, somehow, you're still tied to your husband.
That's all I'm trying to say. Even for Chimamanda, Chimamanda has become like the pole of feminism, because this lady can boldly say, why is it that she visits the Instagram page of Hillary Clinton and it has wife instead of all the other things she is? That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, girls. Like, this trying to, like, you know, bickering in your face, flickering that I've arrived. No, it doesn't solve the problem. That's what I'm saying. Because generally, whether the men agree or not, they see us progressing, persistent. So, why the scribble?
One thing, I think, if you understand your points, like, you don't like that label.
No, I'm not a person for labels.
I think every human being, if you respect a woman, one way or the other, you should be a feminist. But our modern day feminism has been misconstrued in such a way that you have to be an anti-man to be a pro-woman.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You don't have to put a man down to elevate the status
yourself.
of a woman.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're moving, you have to carry the men along so that they can understand.
Someone down to elevate your status. So this pepper them, what are their names?
Oh my God, I don't want to mention them.
Sugar them and pepper them.
Ginger them. I don't know. Always bashing men.
No, for pepper them actually is they exaggerate a strong woman, I think. Like, yeah, like they're not willing to.
They are making feminism not
improvise.
Even attractive.
Because compromise in a relationship is something I would actually not endorse for women. You're not supposed to compromise.
Yeah.
Right? If he's not compromising, I'm not compromising.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 thing. We're both human. Forget woman. Yes, good for the gander. But these ladies, like, they exaggerate it too much. They make it too frigid for women. So in a woman's mind, it's like, I'm a feminist. Yeah, I'm married to you. I don't have to cook. Like, no. And there's no room for talking about it. That kind of thing.
You know, it will surprise you.
Make it
if you put 10 women here and ask them why you're a feminist,
they don't even know.
They don't know.
Sugar them to got it wrong.
They don't know.
Sugar them.
There's a sugar.
Yeah, it's two schools of thought.
I only know of pepper.
It's two schools of thought.
You should have honey them. It's more organic. Ginger them.
Pepper them and sugar them. Sugar them actually thinks. Yeah, be the role of the prudent wife, like whatever the man said.
Come on.
Not whatever the man says per se, but pamper him and all that to get what you want, that kind of thing. They all have it wrong.
Yeah, no. The thing is, don't be an arm candy and don't be, how do you call it? Cleopatra? I don't know. Just be human. Be human and do what you can do.
And be someone who believes in your strength as a woman. But all these labels, they are not helping. No. It's like they are getting the whole concept of feminism wrong.
Yeah. So now we have like an idea of what a modern woman actually thinks from both of you. I can see.
Yeah.
So who is your ideal man? I wouldn't say ideal per se, but what do you look for in a man that would you perceive, not feel, you perceive would make you okay in a relationship or
a lot.
I'm not gonna say marriage because
she has like a tall list, so let's go through hers first.
In a relationship,
yeah.
An ideal man is someone who has to have a caring attitude. Very important. Like, I can't go that lane with you if you're not caring. You should be compassionate and caring. An ideal man should be hardworking and be a visionary. You know, some of these men are lazy. And when they see a woman doing well, they go like, oh, she probably slept her way through to the top. Work hard. That is what I hope my crushes are listening. That is what a woman looks for in an ideal family man. Yeah. Like, he should be hardworking. An ideal man should be one who respects commitments and stay true to his words and promises. Yeah, and I think an ideal man should be one who is honest. Most of these are men. Some of them are not honest enough. So yeah, you should be honest and loyal, and you should always give priority.
Thank you for talking about loyalty. Because these same men are very particular about loyalty, even between them and their fellow men.
Yeah.
To talk of a woman. Yeah. But they don't think that we actually expect the same thing from them.
So Sika, who's your ideal man? But
somebody
people have like tall lists.
They are listening.
Somebody who's not intimidated by my success or by me. Right? Somebody who's not intimidated by me, who is very loyal, caring, and is willing to sit and fix the problem without bringing other people.
Parties.
Yeah, that's mine.
For me, I don't want to sound philosophical, but I can't help it. But the thing is, to every human being, there's a metaphysical explanation to who they are.
Yeah.
Today, the person can be caring, sweet, romantic. The next day, the person isn't. The only thing, is just one thing I'll look for a man, is wisdom. If he's wise, it will encapsulate so many things. And wisdom never dies.
Well, yeah.
It only grows. So if it's a wise man, yeah, we're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you ever had any experiences with a misogynistic man?
I think I have.
What was the experience and how did you deal with it?
I don't know. About 2 years ago, I went on a date with a man. He was a bit older than me. Let me say 10 years. 10 years older than me. And went on this date, and I could tell you I spoke for I could count my words. I spoke for just 2 minutes. And he spoke for 40 minutes.
Whoa.
For a man who loves listening to himself.
Every time I try chipping in something,
he just shuts you up.
Yeah. Because I know better.
Usa. Oh, yeah. Because of the age difference,
no.
It goes like, far bravo anymore. You've not been through the experiences of I spoke for just 2 minutes. I was just listening. I got home and, can we have a second date? I'm like, hell no.
Well, personally, I've not had very direct misogynistic attacks whatsoever. But yeah, there are general ones. No, I mean, a friend of mine, he calls me, he said, what's up with you? I tell him what I'm doing. He says, no, you're too ambitious. Why? You're going to grow up and get married?
No, let me explain that. She's not too ambitious. But for the kind of ambition they expect a woman to hold, if you go above that, then you're telling me that you're too ambitious.
Because in my case, it wasn't a matter of avarice. I'm not a greedy person or covetous. I just have dreams. And she said, no, you're too ambitious. I'm like, hold it. This is my dreams, and I'm going to pursue whether I get married or not. So yeah, generally it's in the atmosphere. But we shouldn't pay attention to if I listen, just listen, don't pay attention to it.
So in your case, you wouldn't want to even date a misogynistic man to help him learn what he has learned?
That's not within the realm of possibility at all.
You wouldn't.
It's a capital N-O.
I wouldn't.
Wow.
You know why? Because the only time a man will change is if he wants to change. Nothing or no one can change a man except God and himself. So if the man wants to change and unlearn and relearn some things, it's not you that let me date him. Maybe as we date along the way he will change. Sister,
no.
Let me get married to him. He might change. Oh boy,
before you came out and Annette and I were talking, and I told her that most people think that when one is transitioning from dating to marriage is the beginning of the end, but no, it's a continual thing. Whatever happened, there's gonna grow.
Well, I feel if a marriage is the beginning, the dating was just pre something.
Yeah, it's a preview.
Right?
You're gonna get it.
So wait, if you're not gonna help him unlearn or relearn certain things, how do we stop this norm of degenerative thinking that a lot of people have? You get it? To the extent that we have to cater for fragile egos, and then it's our problem, our burden, because we didn't see, we couldn't perceive first. How do we do? Do we start from when they're little and then change the way they think?
That's a great way to. Their upbringing should be able to to show them that look, this world has no space and time for that, and also because sometimes they're talking never solves anything.
Exactly.
But then if people are brought up on some norms, they stick to it.
Because misogyny doesn't start from adulthood. It starts from childhood.
Yeah, the way society.
Exactly. When a male child is being raised in a household or environment that is very fractious, when they grow up, in their future relationships or endeavors,
they want to dominate.
and it gets extreme. It gets extreme. So you can't really blame them. It all starts from their childhood when they start discovering their male ego.
And men too have to know that they need to let go of this tree jacket. You can show emotions if you have to.
Yeah, it makes you, for me, a man who can cry is actually strong enough.
They think it makes you
to open up to me. Like,
okay, do you like a man that wears pink shirts?
Yeah! Yeah! You ain't girly, you just like pink.
Oh, good. So they should relax. They should take a chill pill, please.
Yeah.
Be you, regardless. Yeah. Because today I actually noticed that what makes us woman and man, like XS, XY, some people have different types.
Yeah.
XXSX, XSY, so whatever you want.
And please, if you have a big belly, it's nice. We don't necessarily need 6 pack.
No, please, she's don't mind yourself. Go to the gym. Work out.
Yeah, work out.
Like belly.
So I would ask you guys, as modern day Ghanaian women, I like your minds, actually. Let me tell you this. I really like the way you guys think. Wait, you girls think. Yeah, we're not afraid to be feminine. You girls think. So, mention 1 or 2 women that you look up to help you. Like, you look up to as a sign of growth, or to empower you to move forward and be like them, or be more than them.
Myself.
Wow, that's the perfect answer.
You see why I say I like her mind?
I know the struggles I go through on a daily basis. I know my strength, I know my weaknesses, and I'm the only one who can understand myself better. So when I know all this, when I put all those facts in place, it helps me to improve upon myself. It helps me to excel, to fly with my wings. Because if I be like, okay, I look up to Oprah, I wouldn't understand the struggles Oprah went through before she got to that stage.
Yeah, she went through a lot. Let me just.
I am my only inspiration here.
Okay.
For me, it's my late grandmother. Now, she wasn't this feminist. She was a Mohammedan. She was one of the meekest people. Her husband married different wives. But I feel like she wasn't sent to school because she was a girl child. But I feel like regardless of all these things, she raised her children morally right. She did all she can to make sure we are what we are today. So, Grandma, you're in heaven. Big ups to you.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Me, it's my mommy, and it's my mommy.
She said mommy as if you go and mommy like you didn't mention my name.
No. It's
mommy will listen, so it's
mention mommy's name so she knows she's the one.
I'm a Duffy.
Hey.
Oh, I'm called Duffy. Okay.
She really is an epitome of greatness, and
That's
I really
amazing.
really look up to her. Yeah. So we have come to the end of the episode, but we are not leaving without any closing remarks. So tell us what you think about in general, and send shout outs to people or friends who listen to the podcast.
Oh, okay. Nanette, go ahead.
Okay, so I have something to tell our listeners. Men who are truly powerful do not need to put women down to be powerful. And women who are truly role models and powerful also do not need to be anti-men to become a pro-woman. So let's break all this masculinity and misogyny, and let's live in love and harmony. I mean, we love all the amazing men out there. Keep supporting and empowering your women, and your home and life will be as peaceful as you want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who has been listening. All my friends. I love you.
Okay, I think I'll add that to what Annette said. Shirley Chisholm, she said black woman in Congress. She said, you don't make progress by complaining and whimpering on the sidelines. You make progress by implementing ideas. And if you've noticed this whole conversation, I'm saying, look, stop complaining, stop talking. The time is now. Just show us. So big shout outs to Ethel, to all our listeners. We love you. We like your feedback. It empowers us to come back each and every week. Shout outs to our director, producer, Kojo. Yeah, and shout out to our eloquent, intelligent Sika, and of course the big brain Annette. So please always listen to the podcast, download, send your comments, share it with friends. We appreciate it.
Okay. Hi Sana, I know you're listening, so
hi Sana.
Please follow us on Twitter Our Twitter handle is at 2madbeans. On SoundCloud, it's 2madbeans, and on YouTube, it's 2madbeans. Thank you for listening to this episode. Until the next one, we're saying bye-bye.
See you following submission. I know you're wishing that you could let your head down and mirror my admission. So why you worrying about being the outcast? Don't you know to be yourself and never ask permission? My shorts accentuate my bumper. I hear the girls whisper whenever I walk past.